Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? It is currently, I think it's like 6 p.m. Hold on a second, I'm uploading a video on my phone. Oh, it's 6:41 p.m. I didn't realize it was that late already. It's like, where does the day go? Let me pull you guys closer. Closer. Too close for comfort. I got up today and got some stuff done around the house and took little Boo Radley out and things like that. And then it was so nice today. It was like 90 and beautiful skies outside. There was like not a cloud in the sky. There is kind of now, but there wasn't earlier. So I knew my neighbors were going to the pool, so I went to the pool with them and sat up there. I think I got up there like right at 2 and stayed until 4, so I was just up there for 2 hours. But there were a lot of people at the pool today, and talked to a lot of my neighbors and just kind of hung out, and it was just a really nice day. And then Alex, after work tonight, he was going to like a dinner for like all the people that he works with, and so he said he would be done with that like between 7 and 8 sometime. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna like film a bunch of videos. So I came back and I've been doing laundry all day today too. Today is towel day, so I've been washing towels, and I washed like I did a load of laundry just for like sweat shorts. I wear all of these like Champion sweat shorts. Did I tell you that I ordered some more on Amazon and they just came? So I have like 3 pairs. Well, I had 2 pairs and then I got 3 new pairs. What was I saying about that? Yeah, so I filmed my drama video. Oh, well, I was doing laundry. So I was doing laundry. Just like stuff that I wear around the house, like t-shirts and sweat shorts and stuff like that. My shorty pajamas came in the mail. I meant to bring them down so I could show them in a vlog. If I remember tomorrow, well, so tomorrow's vlog I'm going to have to film tonight, like in 3 hours. Tomorrow is my husband's birthday, and I'm like going from one subject to the next, aren't I? I was going to bring the shorty pajamas down. I'll try to remember to bring them down tonight for my vlog that I'm going to film for tomorrow. But, so I've been doing laundry and kind of just taking care of Boo Radley. And then I came back and I was filmed a drama video. And then I filmed a video for my Peter Does Stuff channel. And then I filmed a Peterisms video. And those are all uploading right now. Well, the drama channel I just posted. The Peter Does Stuff video is uploading as we speak. And my Peterisms video is rendering, and then I'll upload it. As soon as this is done, I will upload that one while this is rendering. So, my vlog is taking me a really long time to get, like, so when you upload it onto YouTube, then YouTube also has to approve it before they post it. And it's like taking a really long time to do that on my vlog. I don't know if it's maybe because my vlogs, you know, most people's videos that they post are anywhere from like 6 minutes to 30 minutes. And the vlog is typically, there's like a bug right on my face. The vlog is typically 45 minutes to an hour. And so I think that's why it's taking so long. But we started watching TV last night at like 10 o'clock. No. I came down because I was talking to Tanya Jean last night, and Alex was like running out. He was like hungry, so he was going to go get french fries at McDonald's, and then he ended up going to Taco Bell. So I started talking to Tanya at like 9 o'clock. We started watching TV, and we got done at like 11:30, and I kept on checking to make sure that the video was ready to like go live, and it wasn't until like 11. I think it was like 11:30, 12. I don't know why it took so long, because it was done uploading at like 6 o'clock. I'm gonna open my sparkling watermelon juice, which I love. I need to get some more boxes of this tomorrow or Wednesday. Caroline's gonna pick me up on Wednesday. Oh my god, it's so delicious. It's such a great, like, just sitting on your front porch at the end of the day, kind of like little drink. You know, I know people like enjoy having a beer or like a glass of wine or whatever, or cocktail. And obviously I don't do that. So it's kind of fun to have different stuff. Like, I so rarely drink Diet Coke anymore. I just haven't really, I still like Diet Coke, but I've so gotten myself used to drinking sparkling water that I prefer it, actually. And it's not, you know, caffeinated. Well, some of them are caffeinated, but the ones I buy are not caffeinated. Why is my nose? Oh, I trimmed my beard today. My nose is itching. So, so it's nice to find things that are different than the norm. So anyway, yeah, I'm doing towels now. I'm washing towels. I have a huge load of towels. Actually, before I came out here, I heard that the cycle was done. But I didn't really want to fold laundry right at that moment. So I was like, I'll wait until I'm done vlogging and then I'll fold the laundry. Do you ever feel like that? just let it sit there for a second. I got some sun today. I know there's been a couple people that have been like, make sure that you wear sunscreen. I wear sunscreen. I've got like 5 bottles of sunscreen in my bag that I carry when I go to the pool. And, although my neighbors were worried, I don't know if you can see this. So these are like the scars from my head injury. And hair won't grow. You can see it right here. And hair won't grow there. So, they were like worried that my head was going to get burnt today. I was like, it's fine. And I had a hat anyway. I wasn't wearing the hat, but I had the hat. I actually have a hair appointment on Friday, but it's really far away. It's like a 25-minute drive, and I'm not sure that I want to do an Uber drive going that far. I might. I have nothing else to do that day. I also, like, feel bad asking friends to drive that distance. I feel like it's one thing to ask a friend to drive up the street, you know. It's like Sarah drove me to my doctor's appointment the other day, but that was like a 10-minute drive. It's one thing to ask somebody to drive you 10 minutes. And my friends are so nice about it, you know. I have a doctor's appointment on Thursday, and like Alex would take off, but he's got like meetings and stuff that day. And so then Melissa was like, she's got a work commitment, but she was like, if you want me to pick you up, I can pick you up. I was like, just don't even worry about it. I'll take an Uber because that one's real close. Because everybody that I know has something to do that day. I'm kind of used to the Uber thing now, having done it a couple times with our marriage counseling sessions. So, I mean, I had taken Ubers like when we traveled other places, but I'm kind of used to it now. My neighbors across the street were the ones that were at the pool. They're so nice. Well, I have 2 across the street. This is the one that I talk to mostly, but these people in the corner, she's the one that just retired, and she and her friend were at the pool, and then her husband came to the pool, and so yeah. I used to read at the pool and on the beach. I have a hard time doing that today. Do you? You want to hear what's funny? So last night, it was like 80 yesterday. It was beautiful, but it was not, like, it's like today was like 88, 89. Tomorrow is supposed to be 97. Tomorrow is my husband's birthday. So say happy birthday in the comment sections below. And so last night, it like got into the 60s. It was kind of cool. Alex and I watched RuPaul's Drag Race, and then we watched Untucked, which is like the after show. My video's uploaded. Hold on a second. I wanted to have my phone out here in case Alex texts or calls and says he's on his way home. So Alex and I watched RuPaul's Drag Race, and then I feel like we watched something else. No, in Untucked. And then he was like, I'm gonna go to bed. So I took Boo Radley out here, and I always take him out front, like before we go to bed or late at night, before he goes to bed with Alex. And I let him like smell all the neighbors' mailboxes out front because he loves to do that. And so I just hang out here with him. I stand in the street and hang out here with him for like, 15 minutes. Little Boo Radley, little dog. And then he gets to have a treat, well, a handful of treats, because he has these little treats that they're real little. They're called little somethings. And so anyway,
yeah.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. And so I just like throw a handful on the floor. And so anyway, and then he goes upstairs, and he was being very sweet last night. Well, I was like, I'm not going to stay up. It's too cold. I'm actually watching a show that my friend recommended to me that's on Prime. Did I talk about this already? And it's called The Unsolved Murder of Beverly Lynn Smith. It's really pretty good. as far as a true crime show. And then I also started, but I only watched like the first 2 or 3 minutes of it, The Old Man with Jeff Bridges. I think it's with Jeff, yeah, with Jeff Bridges, and that's on Hulu. That looks pretty good. I was excited about that starting. And then Only Murders in the Building starts next week. So I'll probably, well, Hulu won't put out all the episodes. Little dog's going crazy because the neighbor dog's out back. Hulu won't put out all the episodes of that, so that'll be like, they'll put out 2 and then like 1 a week, which is fine. I think I'm going to start watching Ozark next. I think that's going to be the next show that I binge watch. I was actually thinking, like, today, I was like, if I don't pick a show and start binge watching it, I could find myself being kind of like, I'm bored of watching shows for a while, because I've like binge watched so many shows recently. So last night, Alex was in bed and he was just like watching TikToks and stuff with, he had just gone upstairs, and this was like 5 minutes later, and I was closing up and turning the lights off downstairs. And so I came upstairs and he was like in bed watching TikToks, and Boo Radley was already between our pillows and stuff. So I went downstairs and I got my 2 books that I'm reading with my glasses and stuff. And I was like, oh, I'll just sit in bed, because I got that, you know, that pillow thing that has like the arms on it. And I brushed my teeth, and I've been, you know, trying to do the face mask. I did it like last night, the hydrating face mask, you know, with the eye creams and the spray and the mist. I did that last night. And so I got into bed with Alex, and as soon as I got into bed, he goes, Alexa, lights off. I was like, I was going to read. And I told him, I said I was going to read. He goes, well, babe, I need to go to bed. I got to be at work at 8 o'clock in the morning. And I said, okay. I said, I'll just read tomorrow. It's no big deal. So anyway, and that was at like 12:30. Boo Radley, what are you doing? So I went to bed at like 12:30. And the last time I looked at the clock, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I could not fall asleep. And then what was so funny was, like, I must have fallen asleep like right after that, because I woke up and it was like 6 something, because I was thinking, maybe I'll go down and just have like a bite of a crumble cookie. Do you ever think that? I was like, maybe I'll go downstairs and just have like a bite of a crumble cookie, and then maybe like that sugar will help me fall asleep and have sweet dreams. Why do I think that? Why do I always rationalize that if I have something sweet right before I go to bed, like a handful of M&Ms or something like that, that'll help me have sweet dreams? When I've been having like the weirdest dreams ever, right? Did I talk to you guys? I told you I was having like the weirdest dreams. So I didn't go down. The next thing I knew, it was like 6:30 or something, and I was like, oh. And so then Alex like woke up, and then when he left, I did go downstairs and have a bite of a crumble cookie. It was so good. But then Boo Radley and I went back to bed, because Alex always takes Boo out right before he leaves and gives him his medicine. And so then he like brings him back and puts him in bed with like treats. And so yeah, so Boo Radley and I went back to bed for a couple hours. But I didn't sleep super late today because I went to bed so early. Do you hear him? He gets all worked up by that neighbor dog. There's a bunch of neighbors I've never seen walk down here before. I've never seen this woman before in my entire life. Maybe she just moved in. Booby! It's felt very summery in the neighborhood lately. Actually, I added something to my list of what I wanted to watch. You guys always give me recommendations, so I added something. Oh, I didn't take First Kill off of here. So I finished First Kill the other night. I'm hungry right now. Oh, well, Alex went out to dinner. If he texts me or calls me on his way home, then maybe he can like bring me something. Otherwise, I have some stuff from Trader Joe's that I can make. I'm sure I've left a few shows off, but as of today, I've watched 22 shows this year. Okay, what was the last? Loot, which comes out on Apple TV on 6/24. It's supposed to be like a billionaire. I don't know anything about it. It's supposed to be really funny. I can't think of that actress's name, but I love her. Stay Close on Netflix. Tanya told me to watch that. And Station 11. Here, I know I've done this before, but I'm going to read you guys. These are my next shows, okay? I have 24 of them. You tell me which ones I should read or I should watch next. The Flight Attendant, Hacks, Ozark, Grace and Frankie, Midnight Mass, The Serpent, Outer Range, The Old Man. I already have that on my list of shows I'm watching, so I can take that off. Hold on. There's only 2 episodes of it out already. Yellow Jackets, which I'm like halfway through. Manifest, Blacks. I should probably take Yellow Jackets off my list too and just start watching it, but I'm not going to. Yellow Jackets, Manifest, Black Summer, La Brea, I don't know. Love Victor, Squid Game, The Servant, Dope Sick, Archive 81, Beanie Mania, You, Station 11, the movie, but I think it's in like 4 parts, Looking for Alaska. It's a John Green book. John Green novel. Stay Close on Netflix. Only Murders in the Building comes out on Hulu 6/28, and Loot on Apple TV 6/24. So those are my shows that I want to watch. Do you guys have any suggestions for other shows? Please leave it in the comment section below. It is so beautiful tonight. Let's see what the temperature is. Ooh, it says 90 right now. Hold on. How do I go to my... No, I don't want to do this. How do you go to your... Okay, it's 90, sunny, and feels like 90. Tomorrow it's going to be 96, sunny. Wednesday, 93. Sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Thursday, 88 and sunny. I have a doctor's appointment. Friday's my hair appointment. My birthday is next Wednesday. Partly cloudy skies. I wanted it to be sunny so we could go to the pool. And then, of course, Thursday, 90, sun and a few passing clouds. Oh well. Maybe I should read some comments on here. Today is like a day to like make a picture of like iced tea or lemonade and sit out on your porch with a good book. I'm gonna either watch my show on Prime or read my book tonight. Is what I'm gonna do. Somebody said something to me that, I think they live in Indianapolis, that the reason why I hear so many planes flying over at night, or they said something about like, I don't know, but they told me that was maybe because of like FedEx flights at night. I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Oh, I was going to read some comments. I was like, that makes a lot of sense. Let me get to the vlog, please. Okay. One thing that was kind of a common thread comment that kind of surprised me, honestly, I had brought up, like, do you guys... I feel like this is, like, at a weird angle. I don't know why. But I brought up, like, do you guys listen to some vlogs more than other based on the title? And the majority of you were like, we never listen to I never look at the title. Like, I know that you just picked the title from some random thing, which I told you guys like 2 years ago, that the title is always picked from some like, just like random thought or random, it might not even be anything that I said in the vlog. It might just be something I'm thinking afterwards. But the majority of the time, like the other day when the camera was stopping and starting, or I started it and stopped, and it was like, I was like, this is a new, I said something like this, so many new starts or something like that. That was like what the title was from, so. Somebody commented on a vlog of mine from literally, I don't even know when this vlog is from. But it was years ago, because it was like, so sorry about Caroline, cousin Caroline's dad's passing. It's our anniversary. Teresa said, I'm not reading every comment. I'm just kind of picking and choosing what I read for like topics to talk about. But Teresa said, how are you so brave sitting outside in the dead of night? I would be jumping at every sound. Okay, so first of all, like almost every house in this neighborhood has motion sensor lights. So they rarely go off. So I know because like a bunny rabbit can like jump in our yard and like our neighbor's motion sensor lights will go off. It's just a very safe neighborhood, and it feels that way. I'm also like 2 inches from the door. Like if anything happened, trust, I would be like inside like that. You know what I mean? I feel really safe out here. It's only when like really, like if I hear stuff from over there and I can't see it, I'm like, what's going on? And it's like, it usually isn't while I'm vlogging. It usually is like while I'm watching TV shows out here or something like that. The other thing is, my neighbors across the street, the windows to their garage, they have like curtains on them. So anything from like our garage over, I can see, because our neighbors have like, all the condos in this neighborhood have the same carriage lights and they're super bright. And so like in the windows, I can see like anything that's going on in my driveway or my neighbor's driveway. So if somebody were to walk through there, like past that, I can't see. But anything that, if somebody walked past there, I can see. Like, I'm looking at it right now. Like, I could see in their windows that. Does that make sense? So, by the time they would even have a chance to get to, like, my walkway and get to me, I would already be inside anyway, because I'd see them. Judy. Hey, Judy. Judy Smith. She said, HBO Max. Peter, have you seen the series Hacks? It's funny. No, I haven't, but I'm going to watch that. Annette said, your blue eyes are popping today. I think it's because of the sun that I got on my face. Megan said, as an introvert, yes, I can 100% relate to being emotionally drained after interacting with so many people. And, you know, like, I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, I love being around people, you know, as somebody that has really worked on my social anxiety through the years and just kind of a fear of people and being in social situations. Like, I don't really have that as much anymore. Not as much as I did. I still like, you know, like we were at our friend's house the other day for her daughter's open house. And like we had a group that were sitting there. Like when people would come up, like when it was just Alex and I sitting there, when people would come up and whatever, I'd just be like, oh, hi, it's nice to meet you, I'm Peter, or whatever. You know, and they'd be like, oh, how do you know, Aaron and Eric? And I would explain and whatnot. But like in the gazebo, they have like this really cool gazebo, was like one part of the family that was like, anyway, it was like her, I can't even explain it. But anyway, there was like probably 8 or 9 people in there. Like I would never walk in there and just be like, hi, how are you? I'm Peter. Like that's still to this day a little bit outside. And now if they came over and were like, hey, come over here, you know, I would do it. That's still kind of outside of my comfort zone. I was gonna say my country zone. That's outside of my country zone. No, it's still outside my comfort zone. I'm charging my battery, that like my newest battery, which I need to just, I have a new battery in a package. I need to just throw the old 2 ones out and just only have the new batteries, because I can literally like film for like an hour and a half on my new battery. But this one, which is straight out of the charger, it just went to the halfway mark, which means it's probably going to die in 5 or 10 minutes, which is so crazy, isn't it? But anyway, I'm charging the new battery. That's why I can't right now. But no, I still deal with the social anxiety a little bit, but not as much as. I see you. How are you, Ann?
Good. How are you, Peter?
Good. She's one of my new friends from the pool. So I like that, right? Like when I'm at the pool or whatever, I'm always just like, hi, I don't think I've met you. Like that's kind of my go-to, is I always say to people like, I don't think we've met, or, you know, whatever. And that's my way to get over that comfort. But I still struggle, you know? But I don't want to miss out on life. And I look back on a big period of our life that was really, a lot of it related to my weight too, because I was so uncomfortable with my weight, which I'm not saying that, I mean, I'm still uncomfortable with my weight, you know? But I'm not going to allow it to keep me from spending time with people that I love. I'm just not, like, life is priceless and fragile, and I want to really spend it with the people that mean the most to me, and I don't want to miss out on those opportunities or opportunities that I'm given because of me being so, oh, look at that little dog. By me being, I was like, oh, that little dog. But the dog came first, and then I was like, the people came, and I was like, oh, they walk all the time. So yeah, I just don't want to miss out on that. There are certain, things that I won't go to. Well, right now, because it's hard for me to walk for long periods of time, without knowing that there's going to be a place to sit. But if I know that I'm going to have a place to sit, then I typically will go. Or if I'm worried that I was going to be, I'm going to be tired, that's why I almost didn't go to our friend's house for dinner the other night, was because I was worried I was going to be tired after going to the open house all day long. But I had a great weekend. It was so much fun. Joanne said, Where the Crawdads Sings comes out July 15th. I watched the trailer after I got off of here. I loved that book. That was like one of my favorite books. I listened to it on Audible in my car in the driveway during lockdown. I think I read Educated right after that by Tara Westhaven or Westover or whatever, which was a fantastic book too, but it's a memoir. I loved Where the Crawdads Sing so much, and if you watched my videos during that time, I said that it was coming in as a close second to Kill a Mockingbird as one of my favorite books. I don't know that I really feel that way so much today about it. I really enjoyed it when I read it. It's a great read. It's a fantastic book. When I watched the trailer for the movie, I feel like there are some books that should just never be turned into movies, because they're so beautifully done as books that to do it as a movie just ruins it, right? And I really hope that this movie does the book justice, because it's such a beautiful book and such a beautiful characterization. I don't know. I wasn't that thrown out by the trailer. I mean, I didn't look at the trailer and I wasn't like, oh my God, I have to see this movie, Tiffany said, my husband and I are 23 years apart. We'll be celebrating 5 years of marriage on August 25th. My husband is also in great shape for his age. People are shocked when they find out he's in his 50s. So congratulations, Tiffany. And I don't know if you knew this or not, or if you're new to the vlog, but you and I share a wedding anniversary. So we will be celebrating 14 years together and 12 years married on August 25th. Andrea said she is officially behind on these vlogs again. You better pull it together, Andrea. I've had it with you. I'm joking. Adrian said, I totally feel you, Peter. After a couple of days of chatting or big social things, I am zapped. It's nice to take time to recharge. I haven't finished First Kill yet. I was waiting on your honest thoughts on it. Well, like I said, I thought it was done really well. I really liked it, but I thought that it left so many cliffhangers that I was kind of like, I mean, now I have to wait 2 years or a year to find out what's going to happen with the show. I don't love that. Very few hotties ever run in our neighborhood, and one just did. I was like, you look like you should be on the cover of Men's Fitness magazine. That very rarely happens in this neighborhood. But anyway, it's a beautiful neighborhood to walk and run and stuff like that, or ride bikes, because it's just, there's not really that many cars on the road. Even in the neighborhoods around us, they're never that busy and stuff. What was I gonna say? I think, I was telling my friend this the other night, that when we were at her house, I didn't say it like this, but she was like, how are you doing? She was like, you've just started doing stuff yet? And I said, yeah. I said, this is like no offense to you. I've had a fantastic time this evening, and I just love seeing you and whatever. I said, but when I'm around a lot of people, I do feel zapped at the end. And she even looked at me, she was like, I totally get you. She was like, when I'm doing family stuff and whatever, she was like, by the end of it, she's like, I'm ready for a couple days of not having to interact with a bunch of people. Somebody is grilling out, and I think it's our neighbors across on the corner that do a charcoal grill, and it smells so good. Basically, I'm wanting a cookout. Well, we just did that, so that was fun. I didn't know when it was going to die, but I knew I was close. So anyway, but yeah, and she was like, oh, I feel the same way as you, my friend. She was like, you know, when I'm like around a lot of family stuff or whatnot. So I think most people feel that way, you know. I don't know, maybe my husband doesn't feel that way. He seems like he could do social things like every night of the week and be completely fine with that, you know. And, you know, it's interesting because people are always like how, like Alex likes to be so social and you don't. And there was a long period of my life, of our marriage or of our relationship, the first 4 or 5 years, where I was extremely social. Like, I went out, you know, Wednesday through Sunday every day, whether it was to dinners or going out to bars or whatever. And when I came back into the rooms of recovery and I started changing that, you know, that was a conversation that Alex had. I don't find the need, obviously, to go to 5 to 7 meetings a week. So that's not really why we don't today. I think one of the things that was really unhealthy for us in in our early days of dating was we were extremely enmeshed. You know, I had come out of this relationship, my past relationship, where if we weren't working, we were spending literally every moment together. And I think that I really equated that to love, you know, and to the point where I didn't, like, my identity, I didn't know where it stopped and ended. And so when we broke up, like, I was lost. Like, I didn't know who I was because I was so dependent on him, you know. And so when I got into the relationship with Alex, you know, Alex would say the same thing. He'd say, you don't even give me the opportunity to miss you because we see each other every single day, which we did, you know. And so when we, you know, started talking about things, and even like way before marriage counseling, you know, and I needed to have my independent life too. And that was what I realized, was that I needed to be able to have my night out with the girls, going to a meeting or going out to dinner or doing whatever. Or I'm somebody that I really enjoy, and I think maybe it comes from being an only child, I don't know, but I really enjoy a lot of, like, just alone time. Like, I can turn on a movie and just sit there and clean the kitchen and clean out a drawer, or, you know, just make some food and have a picnic while I'm watching. I enjoy that. Like, I don't have to have somebody at all times to interact with. And so, you know, like, that was when Alex and I just were like, very much like, we need to be able to have our own life as well outside of our life together. I think the other thing is that Alex and I, like, this is a piece that I do think is important to it, is that we communicate, like, all through the day. Like, that's the other thing, you know, like, before he leaves in the morning, we talk, and he kisses me goodbye and everything like that. And then, like, I mean, I wake up and I'm texting him, you know, and he's like texting me good morning, and, you know, so like we talk a couple times a day, and so when he gets home, we'll spend some time together, you know, whatnot. And I think that's important as well, to have that communication with your partner. So I don't know. Like, if he said to me tonight, this is in 2022, at almost 14 years of being together. If he said to me tonight, I have this work dinner that I'm going to, just after work, and I really would like you to go as a spouse, because this isn't something that spouses would go to, but he does every once in a while say to me, like, I want you to go as my spouse. But if he said that to me, I wouldn't really want to go, but I would go because he asked me to, if that makes sense. I know there's people out there that are like, you should want to go because he's your... Don't even start with me with that stuff, okay? I mean, we do things, we suit up and show up for our partners and doing things that we wouldn't want to do. And I've sat through my fair share of dinner, and so has he, at things that the other one didn't want to go to, but we wanted that person to be there, you know? But then there's stuff that, you know, like, I obviously want to be a part of that, like, I'm really excited about, like this birthday party thing that he's doing tomorrow night, which he had completely arranged by himself. I'm excited about it. I think it'll be fun, you know? And I like his friends that are going, and so it'll be we'll have a good time. But so yeah, so like he can go tonight and go out to dinner and he can like have his time and have fun, and then I can sit here and relax, you know, and vlog and make little sandwiches or something in the freezer, and you know, we're both happy. And then by the time he comes home and we're sitting down there watching Real Housewives of something, you know, then we can actually genuinely, authentically enjoy the time that we're spending together. I think so many couples, and this was a big part of me going out towards the end before I came back into recovery, I think so many couples do things they feel like they're obligated to do because they're a couple. Now, I think there are things that you should do, okay? Like I said, you should suit up and show up. I think family obligations, holidays, things like that. But, like, not everything do you have to be at, you know? Like, not everything do you have to be, you know? I think I was just talking about this on here the other day that I was like, well, you know, but I wanted to show up for this barbecue the other night because this couple's important to us, and I wasn't that tired when I left. I could have taken a nap still. I could have come home and taken a nap, but I knew that I could make it through a couple hours of the barbecue. So I was like, I'm gonna show up, be a good husband, and have fun with our friends. And I had a blast, you know. I had a really good time. The food was fantastic, and I hadn't got to see them in a long time, so it was nice. But I can't do a lot of days in a row. Like, that's what I've learned is, even with before, like my back is hurting today. But even before all that, I couldn't do, like, days on end, you know? So, I don't know. It's interesting today because, like, you know, Alex and I communicate very well. And I would say we've learned a lot of techniques that we didn't have, like, before we went to marriage counseling before. And so, like, if one of us has plans for something and, you know, like, Alex typically will ask me, like, I'm going to do something, do you want to come, is what he'll say. And I always ask him, is this something that you want me to come to or do you not care? And if he says, I don't care, then, like he said about the dinner the other night, he's like, if you want to come, you can come. If you don't, you don't, right? And so, but, you know, if I ask him and he says, yeah, I think it would be nice if you came, that's a moment where I'll suit up and show up, right? And I think those are the ways that we make our partners happy in just kind of smaller ways, you know what I mean? I was kind of thinking today a little bit, like, you know, we're such proponents of couples counseling, marriage counseling. We believe in it so much. But I'm like, we're doing so well right now. Like, do we really need it? Like, our couples counseling sessions, like, we go in and we start talking about something and it goes way deep, right? Which is so funny because, like, when we leave there, we're, like, so, like, giddy. And I was telling Tanya about this. We're, like, so giddy and, like, haha. And, like, it's almost like we're, like, first... This is something that's great that's coming from it, but it's almost kind of like we're like the first year that we dated again. You know what I mean? Which I think is a good thing. But I'm like, we don't really have like any like big huge issues to talk about right now as far as like marriage counseling. Oh, the battery's dying. I'm gonna go and get the other battery. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. I think I need to end this here in a little bit because little Boo Radley, little dog, is just hanging out inside, just kind of standing there, and I feel bad for him. So I'm like, well, we'll hang out and run around a little bit together. No, but like I was saying, I don't. This battery is so hot. Damn. Woo. You know, I was thinking, I was like, well, maybe we don't need to go to marriage counseling right now or whatever. Because we're kind of like almost looking for things to talk about, if that makes sense. But we're talking a lot about communication and improving that. It's like we always like get great stuff out of it when we go in. It's not bad, and our counselor is so fantastic. I'm loving this counselor, this therapist. But I was thinking back on the time since we ended marriage counseling with our counselor before and now. It was very few and far between moments, but there were a few moments where, you know, we would say, like, something would happen, something would come up, you know, where it was like communication issues or whatever, and one of us would say, we really need to be seeing somebody. Like, this is a situation where we need a third party to kind of like, you know, I mean, we were smart enough to use our skills that we had learned in marriage counseling to like say, okay, we need to time out and not have this conversation right now and come back when we can have it at a better time. But, you know, we would both look at each other eventually and say, I mean, we need a third party into this, you know, to mediate this topic. And then what would happen is, like, it would improve and things would get better and we would kind of like forget about it. This is very much what led up to us going to counseling the first time, is that something would happen, we would talk about how we needed a third party, and then over time a relationship would improve because relationships have peaks and valleys. And then it was like we both just pushed down whatever our feelings or emotions were to that, and then it was like, okay, things are better, we don't need counseling. And then what would happen is 2 or 6 months later, the same issue or a very similar issue would arise in how we were talking to each other or how we were perceiving each other or not listening to each other or whatever. And then it was like the pain from the previous time came up again, to the point where we were like, I'm just not listening to each other at all, you know. And we were so far apart on the spectrum of, you know, being even willing to like be team players or anything together. Now, I would say from the time that marriage counseling the first time ended to today, we haven't had many moments like that. We really are good about, you know, one or either of us will, or one or both of us will say, like, if we're having, like, we don't even really argue, but if we get into like, hey, you're talking, like, can you watch your tone with me or something like that, one or both of us will say, like, I think like we need a third party about this. But then we haven't followed up on it. So when I started seeing this therapist, you know, Alex was like, right away, was like, this somebody that you would like to see for marriage counseling? And I said, yeah, I think he's great. And he has been fantastic so far. So that is what I was thinking about, was those moments. Like, that's where I don't want to stop seeing somebody, you know? Because right now, well, we went 2 weeks in a row, and now we're not going for 2 weeks, and I don't know if we're going to keep on going every other week or every week or what we're going to do. He was like, I'd like to see you every week for a while so we can get, like, you know, kind of like get to knowing each other and, you know, set a foundation and some, you know, whatever. The first, we saw each other, and then we saw each other. We had marriage counseling, and then we didn't have marriage counseling for 2 weeks, and then we had marriage counseling the following week. That was when he said, like, see us together. And then we have, like, birthday stuff. So it wasn't going to be for 2 weeks. But we'll probably still go, like, every week for a while once we get back into our schedule. We see him. We saw him last Wednesday. We see him next week. So, yeah. But I already noticed that just in our, like, talking to each other and our listening to each other, like, asking each other about our days and being more attentive, you know, really being, like, active listeners. I've already noticed in just a short time that we've been back. I've just, those are the things that keep me wanting to go, or, like, just the small things. And I think this is the thing that, like, people don't understand when I say, like, anybody can benefit from, you know, couples counseling. Like, you don't even have to have any problems, right? Like, I wouldn't even say we have any problems right now. You know, part of it was that, in all honesty, one of the reasons why we thought we needed, like, you know, we went through this extremely traumatic situation, and as a couple, really didn't know how to respond to it. And, you know, so my counselor really recommended that, you know, we start doing some couples counseling. My sponsor had recommended that. She's like, I think you and Alex should get into something and talk about this major traumatic event that happened in your lives in couples counseling. So we have talked about that, you know, and all of that. But, I don't know, I think, like, that's one of the reasons why I am such a proponent of couples counseling, because it's like, you know, if you go to a vocal coach, even if you're a great singer, right, and you continue to go to a vocal coach, it's because it will just make you better, right? It will just continue to, you know, improve all of those things with you. Plus, I highly respect, like, our therapist has a therapist. I highly respect therapists that have therapists. I think that's necessary and continued growth, right? And who am I to say that I know everything about marriage? I know that I want to stay married. I know that I want to continue to feel passionate towards my husband, and I want to love him and be empathetic and compassionate. And I don't want to be, one of those couples that jokingly hates each other, but they really aren't that close. I don't think that's cute, I want to get closer and closer and closer to my husband and continue to have the best relationship we possibly. Why wouldn't you want that? Like, I don't understand. Why wouldn't you want that, So, yeah. And who knows, maybe in 2 weeks or a week, something will come up and we'll need to take it in there, And I think that is the one saving grace, too, from being actively in couples counseling, whether you're going every week, whether you're going 2 times a week, every 2 weeks, once a month, whatever, is that you can say, I think we need to shelve this until we go to couples counseling and talk, because we're not getting anywhere, we're just running around in circles. We don't really have many of those moments anymore because, like I said, we use a lot of the skills that we have. But like I said, there's been those moments 2 to 6 months, apart or whatever, where we're like, we do not have the ability to have this conversation by ourselves right now. This is going to go to a place that we don't want it to go, and there's no reason to do that. So, our therapist is making a lot of money off of us right now. But he's worth every penny of it. I will say, compared to like some of my friends that are in therapy, though, he's quite a bit lower. And if you're looking for somebody, whether it's for counseling for yourself or, therapy or life coaching or marriage counseling or whatever, and, there's a lot of people out there that are on sliding fee scales. If you can't afford it, you can just ask somebody, do you have a sliding fee scale? Sliding fee scale is basically like per your income. They'll tell you what their rate is. You can, like, online, usually they have that, like, on their websites, or if you go to, like, psychologytoday.com, if somebody's listed on there, it'll tell you if they have a sliding fee scale, what insurances they take, and things like that. So, it's totally worth it. I've been, like, working on stuff with my therapist recently that I didn't expect to work on. Some stuff has come up that it's been like so helpful, but I just really didn't expect to work on it, I need to pick another like motivational, inspirational, self-help kind of book to read, because I love those and I always get so into them when I read them. If you have a great inspirational, motivational, like one that you swear by, because, like, to me, like, Dr. Sheree Scott, If Life Were a Game, These Are the Rules. That book, like, changed me. I loved it. Saw her on Oprah, bought the book, read it. That was, like, such a game changer. Codependent No More, My Melody Beatty, changed my life. Changed my life. I tell people all the time, that book probably impacted me more than my recovery literature. Honest to God. Because I realized how codependent I was in all of my relationships, and I was defining my self-worth and my existence through having other people. It's like one of the things that our counselors, both of our counselors, have really stressed to us is that it's almost like you do have to be willing to, hopefully this will never happen, right? But you have to realize that you're going to be okay without your partner. If you and your partner break up, or if something happens and they pass away or whatnot, you're going to be okay. Your life is going to go on and you're going to be okay. Once you realize that, and you realize that you're choosing to be with that person, you're choosing to be with that person and spend your life with them, it completely changes the perspective of your life. For so much of my life, even going into my relationship with Alex, I was so codependent that, and I had read Codependent No More years before, but didn't really start doing work on it until later. Some, but not really, What I realized was that I was so dependent on my relationships with other people to define my own self-worth. you know, and that's not healthy at all. You know, you got to have your own self-worth and realize that, you know, you're good enough. I know that sounds cheesy, it really does, but so if you're looking for a good self, and anybody can read that. The first stories at the beginning are really about like wives of alcoholics, but once you get past that, it's really about your relationships with anybody, you know, and just taking a look at how do you interact with other people and how do you define your relationships with them, and like how do you thrive off of that, and setting your own healthy boundaries and limits for people. If you're going to get it though, I will tell you, get The Language of Letting Go, which is the sister book to Codependent No More, and it is the meditation book, the daily meditation book that I read on Peterisms, because I swear by that book. All right, you guys, I'm going to get off here now, and I think I'm going to go spend some time with little Boo, Rattly, little dog. So I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Monday. Is it Monday? Yeah, a magically amazing Monday. I love you guys so much. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And three important things. Three important things. First of all, you can start your day over whenever you want. Number two, practice random acts of kindness. Don't tell anyone. Number three, most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you. And I love you guys so much. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.